I enjoyed it because I thought it was a very important part of the story, and I wanted to be part of this beautiful story that I wanted to tell.
So, see, every film has its own challenges, and you have your own way of working. Although it changes from film to film, you don't have one formula you apply to every film. You change from one film to another, and certain parts require homework, certain parts doesn't require homework. And this film, because I was dealing with the whole book, I was trying to convince somebody that I've been with this journey, and this is a kind of downloaded experience in my being, and I need to download it onto somebody else. I did my own homework, but the unique thing with this film was it's exactly like reading a lot of books about cricket and understanding batting, and you have never faced a ball. So I was a batsman and he was the bowler, so I didn't know what kind of ball he's going to bowl at me. So I need to face it there. And I never realized that this film was kind of dealing with contradictory things. Its film is about circle and about a rational number, which appears to be a line. You know, it's a line, it's a circle. And they say that there's no straight line in the world. Every line, culminates into a circle after a point. But you can't approach a role by conceptualizing it. Because whatever I've understood about acting is, it's an emotional medium. You have to connect from heart to heart, and concept doesn't work. But this film needed that kind of, contradictory things coming up, and he guided me through that. When all of my homework, I felt like, it won't work. I need to shed it from my being. I just need to be with him and see what comes up, because any creation needs these two contradictory forces, and when creation happens, it's not in your control. So I was just ready to dive wherever he was pushing me, and wherever he was wanting me to go inside. And it was a fantastic experience, memorable experience. Certain experiences are, you go and you have fun, and still they're memorable experiences. But there are experiences which are testing, and which give you a sense of achievement, which gives you a, as if you have touched something and it has changed you. So it has been a great experience for me, and I think the way he has handled 3D, I was not realizing when I was working the film what 3D is going to do to this film. But then you understand that how delicately and how poetically 3D has been used for the first time. I'm so this is how it is right now. Yes, Ang gave me certain portions of him, and but I think that kind of thing he has already done. Ang has already done his homework. He saw a kind of similarity between him and me, and I didn't watch the footage to observe him. It was for a particular scene, and just for a reference, although I was not so sweet and so charming in my youth, but he chose me as his older age. Why, I can assure Suraj that you will be much better looking than me in my age.
My scenes were with him, so.
No.
Third. Moon.
Fourth.
Mangu.
We did one more film where we didn't meet.
That.
Yeah.
We don't have any scenes together. He comes much later, after I'm gone from the world. Good for him. So yeah.
She's always in my dreams.
Good, keep it that way.
Good afternoon, guys.
I play his mother.
I think we're running short of time, so one more final question from the audience.
Yeah, that'll be here. Sorry. Good afternoon, you guys. Again, thank you so much for bringing us this presentation and also your presence. I have two questions, in fact, one for Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee, you mentioned during the beginning of this event, this movie shooting in Pondy was a breeze for you, but it also was your most difficult project. What would you say is the most difficult part about making this movie? And my second question goes to Irfan. Irfan, you've also worked in Slumdog Millionaire, another international movie with the Indian subject. How do you think this movie matches up to that movie, and also do you think it's a new trend to take Indian subjects towards the international market?
I said it's the most difficult movie I made, but that has nothing to do with India. This is the easy part. We start our shooting here, then we went to Taiwan, to abandoned airport in Taichung, the third largest city in Taiwan. So we converted all the hangars, the airplane hangars, into shooting stages, and we built this wave tank that was never been built before. I invented it to accommodate the simulation of the Pacific Ocean, open sea. And then we turned the terminal into our facilities and offices. So that part, the ocean part, is difficult. Shooting here, we had the best crew I remember. And because 3D, we're very careful. It's the beginning of shooting 3D. So we aim at 6 or 7 shots a day. So that was kind of easy. I got hooked onto the masala tea. Like every 10 minutes, somebody would put masala tea. And the crew is really warm, very efficient, as good as anybody. So actually, shooting here was really easy. It's quite breezy. And for 2-3 weeks, it's all bright days, no rainy days. We came in before it gets hot, January. So they're all very nice here. But the ocean part, the digital part, the editing part is really difficult, because the third act is really hard to come about. It's really it's a big movie. I have to make it like a mainstream movie, but the end is really philosophical. It's sort of pull the rock under your feet, and then expect the audience to come back in. So that's a tall order. Cinematically very difficult.
I think when you do a film, when you try to tell a story, you don't have a reference that we have to match up to that or this. And I think human beings, we have a tendency to make everything into a kind of formula. We haven't, we haven't really made so many films. We have just, Slumdog Millionaire was, earlier film which got so much of attention. And this is the second film which is, in its scale, is much bigger. But I don't think we should fall into the trap of comparing any film with the other. It's a thing which has to do with heart. It's not calculation. Calculation is on a different level. How do you deal technically, this film, and how to put across this story. When I was watching this trailer, I was just wondering that actually everybody, us, we are in the middle of ocean of this universe. We have been thrown into the deepest spot on the earth, in the sea, and we don't know how to row a boat, or we don't know how to reach our destination. We don't know our destination, and and it needs a story or a poetry or a film to make you realize your own condition. So I don't think we can compare that, and I know the potential of this film. I'm just talking about India. I think the coming generation, the way they will be inspired by these films which are being made, about Indians, and it has something to do with India. I think we really need our storytellers to come to that standard where, the storytelling, the film medium becomes a universal. They have a language which can strike anywhere, which can be understood by anybody in the world. We still need to work towards that. The kind of films we are making, they have a uniqueness, but still we need to crack a language which can be understood by anywhere in the world, not just by NRIs.